2020, let's go. Sir, you ready to go?
Yo,
let's get
into it. Guys, welcome back to my channel.
Am I even in the frame?
You're clearly in the frame, Missy.
I just need to make sure that you can see me. Can you see me?
I'm centerpiece.
Is it? Yes, the first ever video. Why are you laughing?
Am I not allowed to laugh?
No. Wow.
Thank you, it's great to be back.
Okay.
Listen.
Isn't he so handsome?
Boom, boom, badam.
Look at him.
That's good.
I thought you were laughing at me.
No,
that's it.
Nothing, it has to be natural.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. We have stepped into 2020. It's a brand new year, it's a brand new decade. It's just a brand new everything. Like 2020, I feel like, I don't know what it is about this year, but...
New year, new me.
What?
New year, new me.
You're so annoying. We're not doing any of that crap of new year, new me, all of that stuff. I feel like we've built a good foundation in 2019 for who we are and who we're trying to be.
I built a great foundation.
So what are you trying to say?
Huh? No, we have.
Anyway, let's start that again, shall we? Happy New Year.
Well, we built a great foundation, that's what you were saying.
Oh yeah, that's what I was basically saying. That I feel like, yeah, that new year, new me stuff, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing any of that this year. I think we've built such a good foundation in 2019 that we don't have to be new.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, it's just a continuation of what it is that we're already doing and building. Because, yeah, we've been working, been doing some stuff, so it's all good. Brand new year, happy new year. Hope that you guys had an amazing Christmas and, of course, an incredible entry into 2020.
The crossover is important.
Yeah, the crossover is very important. I think how you start the year kind of like sets precedence for how the rest of the year is going to be.
Just to add one thing as well, I mean, some people unfortunately entered the year or did the crossover doing the same things that held them back the previous year.
Right.
And then they're trying to, they expect different results.
Right.
That's not how that works.
Nah. But anyway, first video of the year, I wanted to bring on this guy because you guys have been asking 5,000 gazillion questions. Obviously, since the proposal, you guys have been asking millions of questions, just really intrigued about what's been going on, what some of our thoughts are for this year. So I thought I might as well bring, you know, the love of my life, Benny Banks, man like Ben, the one that put a ring on it. Ew. But yeah, I thought I might as well bring him on for the first video of 2020, kind of just to reflect. I know that a lot of people probably would have done that in their videos in 2019, but I thought it would be really good before we talk about our future, reflect on like 2019, how we found it. But yeah, I don't know if you want to like start, if you have anything.
No, I was just gonna, just food for thought as well. I mean, what I would say, I mean, a lot of people have been asking, or love to ask the question of, what are your goals for 2020? What are your goals? And I've said, before you're looking at your goals, I think it's very important to look at why some of your goals weren't achieved in the previous year.
Yeah.
Because if you, once you figure out what held you back from achieving your previous goals that you set, then you'll be able to make sure that those same things don't stop you achieving
in 2020,
the goals that you set yourselves in 2020. So keep that in mind.
That's really, really good. And I think, yeah, a lot of people have been asking me as well, like, what are your goals for 2020? What are you aspiring to do in 2020? And trust me, there's a lot of big goals, big dreams.
There's a step before that.
But there's 100%. You have to reflect. You have to actually see, okay, what were some of like the good points, some of the maybe not so good points, and what could I improve on?
Yeah.
So maybe we should even think about, you're so annoying. maybe we should actually look at that, right? 2019, what would you say the year was like for you overall? My
2019 was life-changing, and that was all because of a big risk that was that I took at the end of 2018, so going into 2019. So I set myself up by taking a risk, and the risk paid off. Obviously hard work was involved. I really put my faith to the test, I'd say. But yeah, paid off. The risk paid off. I didn't continue into a new year doing the same things that I was doing in the year previous, because I didn't see the fruits that I wanted to see. I didn't see change, so it'd be very foolish of me to continue doing the same things.
Yeah.
So I took a risk, went in a different direction, and this changed my life. And I've also been able to change other people's life in the process.
And you know what they say, like,
shout out to God.
100%. Like, first of all, glory goes to God for everything.
Yes.
I'm sure, you guys have heard the saying before when people say you can't do the same thing expecting different results. That's actually the real definition of insanity.
Oh, I was just gonna add that in. I was too slow.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, baby, just that's the definition
of insanity. Yeah, English.
What a city, bro.
So the real definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over. Stop looking at me. It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You can't do that. You know, I think for me as well, 2019,
How was your
yeah,
2019?
My 2019 was literally the best year of my life. I think 2019. Why is he like this? Why are you snorting? 2019 was where finally, because obviously you guys know that I left my job in 2018. 2018 was so hard. Yeah. Guys, I was broke. Like, the real definition. That was 2018 was a really tough year, I think, for both of us, actually. 2018 was still blessed. It was still amazing. It was still whatever, but babe, we were both broke at the time. No, not broke, but, you know, we don't use that word lightly. I don't even like that word. That's why I can say it from my past.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say. Do you know, this is the funny thing. The funny thing is, when I'm looking at the word broke, I don't think I've been broke. I don't think I've ever been broke, but I think I've been unable to.
Finances.
Yeah, I've been limited in terms of what I can buy and what I can do.
Yeah.
But then broke in terms, because if you're broke, you're finished. You're at the end of your.
Yeah, true. We can't be broke. Yeah. We can't. It just doesn't make sense for us.
Call me maybe tough, or call me I don't know. But with me, I don't believe, especially, I'm sorry for other countries, but in the UK, in London. There is no excuse to be broke, because I remember with me, was it 2018, I was working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with my income.
Yeah.
So I'd just started the modeling, but it hadn't really kicked off just yet.
Yeah.
No, it kicked off, but the payments were here and there, dribs and drabs. I was working a morning job and a night job to make ends meet. So yeah, a lot of people say they're broke because they're not working. How can you? I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, Ben hates, like, he gets frustrated by, and I think this is why you're such a pioneer, and you're 100%.
Say that word again.
You're a pioneer. Ben is a pioneer. Ben builds. You're a pioneer. And did you watch the sermon that I sent to you today?
I didn't finish it. It was like an hour 50.
Oh, I watched most of it. Yeah. No, but even that, it was talking about being a builder, right? And Ben is just somebody that can't sit on his bum and just let life happen to him. He is like, nah, you have to grind, you have to work, you have to hustle, you have to do what you have to do, which is why I love this man. There's many reasons why I love him, but that's one of them, because you're a visionary. Like, you're like, nah, man, we can't just sit here and accept what it is. No, we have to work.
How many hours was I doing a week?
You were doing mad hours. I remember Ben would be so exhausted. Sometimes he'll call me just so he could stay awake. Like, it was just mad. I would definitely say using the wrong word. I don't even know why I'm even using the B word. We don't even use that word. Don't know why I'm using it. Definitely weren't that, but just we were just limited, very limited at the time. And like with myself, I think for me it was more, 2018 was more of a mental thing for me, just because, like,
direction, I think.
Direction, clarity.
Direction, what you wanted to do.
It was like I wasn't too sure.
the videos.
I just was unsure about everything. I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And these some other people are like, this, you're doing so amazing, well done. And I'm like, if you know the amount of times I was calling Ben, crying on the phone, and he's like, this is just bad. I wasn't even gonna hit you.
I felt wind.
You're so annoying. I wasn't even gonna. People are gonna think that I'm mad violent. Like,
I think I flinched a couple of times.
You flinched? Oh no.
And the fact that you haven't flinched. Says a lot.
Yeah, because I know you're not gonna hit me. I'm sorry, babe. Sorry. I don't want to bring trauma to your life. All in all, I would say that because I recognize how hard my 2018 was, 2019 could only be better. I said to myself, I said, I do not care what happens. 2019 will be the best year of my life so far, and it really has been. Like 2019, I traveled so much, guys. And I got paid to travel. Like, what? So on top of being like, you know, being flown out or flued out, I'm being paid on top of that. Like, God did literally, in my verse, which was my scripture that I stood on for 2019, which was Ephesians 3:20, to him that is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask and think, according to the power that is in us. That really established as well, because end of 2018, you're so annoying. End of 2018, God gave me the word power, and I kept thinking, like, what is this? What am I supposed to build?
Hourglass.
Exactly, and that's where
That's the origin.
Yeah, didn't I ever tell you?
No.
Oh, sorry, babe. I thought I told you, but I talk about it all the time.
Or if you did,
it's probably just in passing.
One of the many things you told me.
Exactly. Any L's, or which I don't consider losses, I consider them learning, like curves or whatever you want to call it. Just because I don't believe in failure, I don't believe in L's as in you've lost. No. I'm not a loser. I'm always a winner. We're always winners. But sometimes curveballs do come to teach you something in the process. So would you say there was anything that you really learned in 2019? Any specific lesson?
It's not a lesson that I didn't know before, but just
or anything that was like reiterated, or like
the importance of being patient.
Sorry, babe.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. The importance of being patient. Oh, my thinking face. The importance of being patient. Because I mean, we live in what people call a microwave generation, where people just want everything so quick.
Yeah.
However, if we don't what we don't realize is that some of the things that we want to come quick, if we're given it, if we're given those things too early, we will waste it.
Yeah.
Because we won't be ready to even handle everything else that it entails. Same thing with the job that I do now. If I had it a year ago,
I think maybe you should explain what you do, because a lot of people actually ask, like, what is it that you actually do?
In terms of what I do, briefly, because obviously we don't want to take away from the subject of the video, but I'm an insurance and finance advisor. Fancy title, very simple. What I do, I advise in terms of finance when it comes to things such as pensions, investments. I can do investments, but it's more so something more to the back. But business loans, pensions, but then my real big focus, mortgages as well, but my real big focus is insurance, especially when it comes to the black community, because a lot of us just don't have insurance. But the reason we don't have it is because of the lack of information. Because to be fair, 99% of the people I meet and I give them the information, they take out insurance. Do you know what I mean? And coming from a family where my father passed and we didn't have the insurance, there was a big lesson there learned. So hence why I'm very passionate about it. But yeah, that's what I do. Insurance, life insurance, private medical insurance, insurance for companies as a whole, insurance for children as well, which is very key for parents. But yeah, we'll probably do another video on it where it will be nothing but insurance, and I think we might even do it alongside like a Q&A or something, and maybe I'll get people to ask questions on Instagram. That's just something that just pops into my head now, but we'll probably film a whole video on it, because this is really important, especially again for the black community, because a lot of people, our Caucasian brothers and sisters over there, other people from different communities, they have their insurance in place. So it means that if something happens, they don't have to go and do GoFundMe. It's when it's true, because the only things that are guaranteed are life and death. Those are the only two things in this life that are guaranteed. And when something happens, it's like it's a shock. It's like, oh my gosh, why did this? But the thing is, we don't know when it's gonna happen, but we know it's gonna happen at some point. So why are we not preparing for it in advance? Essentially, it doesn't make any sense. You're insuring against the sole guarantee of life, and you're ensuring that there's an inheritance available for your family.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Why would you not? And we always talk about like, oh, you know, I love my mum, or I love my siblings, or I love my family, but yet we're not doing things to put things in place to look after them financially, to support them, and to leave behind some form of legacy. But again, we'll go into it in depth in more time. If you do want to find out any more information, I'll leave Ben's information in the description box below. You can contact him, hit him up, drop him a message, DM him, whatever. And if you just want to find out a bit more, just message him, and I'm sure he'll be able to explain more to you. But anyway, in terms of lessons, you said remembering the importance of being patient.
Yes, being patient.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that we want, if we're given it too early, or if we receive it too early, or waste it, or we won't have the capacity to be able to handle the responsibility that comes with it. Because a lot of things that we want in life entails us having a new title.
Wow.
However, with title comes responsibility.
Wow.
So a lot of us want title, but we don't want responsibility. And you can apply that to your career, becoming a manager. There's responsibility. You can apply that to your personal life, becoming a husband, becoming a wife, becoming a parent. In all areas of life, you can apply it to. So don't let that one go over your head.
Wow, that's even a word right there. Come on, preach, Minister Ben. The one thing I did want to say as well before we move on is the whole thing about responsibility, because a lot of people have been asking me like, oh, how do you feel being engaged, being married, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But for me, I even said it in the Insta story, I was like, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's a wife. Yeah, I'm like, it's responsibility. Like, I don't take this whole being a wife thing like as a joke, or I don't take it as like just something so I can say like, oh yeah, I'm a wife, or this is my husband. I mean, it's nice to say, but like you said, it carries a hell of a lot of responsibility. And I don't think enough people talk about that. They don't talk about preparing, and maybe I'll do a video on that as well, like how I'm even preparing at the moment. Like, I've actively gone out of my way. I don't even think I've even told Ben, but like I'm actively doing things to prepare to basically be a wife, and you're so annoying, to prepare to be a wife. So yeah, I think maybe that'll have to be a separate video as well. But responsibility, like, this is not a joke. If 2020 you're saying that it's your year of upgrade, it's your year of elevation, it's your year of getting more, just know that it means more weight that you're gonna have to carry. So you have to learn how to really pick up that responsibility and fight. Because if not, if you're still using the same, you know, methods, the same thing that you were doing before, trying to carry a new level of responsibility, unfortunately it will crush you. Rather than elevating you, it will crush you, and it will be a really, really tough year.
You end up hating the very thing that you were wishing for.
The very thing, you will end up hating it or feeling super overwhelmed, which is very natural as a human being. Of course, there's sometimes where you're going to feel overwhelmed. I have that sometimes where I'll be like, cool, Ben, I'll be like, I just feel overwhelmed, there's a lot going on. But it would never be in a place of like, I'm not doing this anymore. God forbid. Like, what? Hell no. It'll be, have your moment. You can be upset for a second, be like, okay, this is a lot. And
then very swiftly you'll
say,
we move.
We move. And in terms of lessons that I would say that I learned in 2019, definitely about patience as well. I feel like, and I was talking to my PA this morning, I literally said, everything has finally made sense. Like, everything that I was working on these past years, because remember guys, I didn't start this journey yesterday. I started this journey in presenting and radio and whatever since I was 15. That's nearly 10 years now that I've been in this game, building, not really knowing what the hell I'm doing, but building. Yeah, 100%. Because sometimes people need to put some respect on my name.
She's been waiting to say that for a long time.
100%. Nearly 10 years in this game. And that's why a lot of people will ask me, like, how do you become so bold, so confident? How can you go up on stages and stuff? Because I've been doing it for a long time. You know, so being patient has had to be in me. Otherwise, boy, it just, I wouldn't have gotten here. I wouldn't have gotten this far. So patience, definitely. And I would say as well, recognizing and understanding that you can't control everything. I think for me, for a long time, I've been such a control freak.
Is it?
Yeah. Wanting things to, you're so irritating. Wanting things to be at a particular time, when I want it, when I think that it's right, blah, 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 blah. And I think 2019 really taught me that things are not going to happen in your timing. It's literally God's timing. And again, it's those things that you know until you have to really remind yourself, because you're in the process of a lot of things that you're like, when is it coming, when is it coming? And you're fighting and you're working really hard and you're like, why is it not happening? And then the moment you take a step back, God just blesses you. So I definitely think it's important just to remember that you can't control everything. Right, sorry guys, you might have seen we've maybe moved position a little bit. This is way more comfortable than how we were sitting before, but don't know why we didn't do that. And yeah, I just had to change the battery pack. Anyway, so we've reflected on 2019. Now we are looking forward, and I'm sure a lot of people are asking us, like, what are some of our plans for 2020? What are some of our goals? I don't know if you want to even share, because personally I don't like necessarily sharing all of my goals. I can share some or touch on like some of the things that I'm trying to do, but I definitely think that's more like between us. And
it's more between us. Yeah,
between God.
I said the obvious one obviously is the wedding, it's the marriage.
And yes, it's happening in 2020. Right now it's only by the grace and the favor of God that this is gonna happen in 2020. But you know, our God is a big God. We know He can do exceedingly and abundantly.
Right now, nothing's planned. Nothing's planned. Really.
Guys,
I'm not worried. If anything,
I'm not worried either.
It's more Nissy that's
No. Do you know what? Honestly speaking, I think I've been, compared to other brides that I've spoken to, no word of a lie, I feel like I've been so like not concerned about it.
Because we've got money.
You're so... Stop it. Anyway, we thank God. God has blessed us, okay? God has really blessed us. God is good.
No, but I'd say that's probably... No, not even all jokes aside. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why you're
I'm not worried.
Right, because it would be more scary trying to plan
if we had no money.
And if we hadn't made provisions, or if we hadn't put provisions in place already.
Yeah.
You'd be more stressed right now.
It's true. I think so. I think that definitely has a big part to it.
And it shall continue with hard work.
Amen. It will. And it can only grow and increase. Like the level of increase that I'm praying for in 2020, you guys should know what I'm praying for in my prayer closet. Just know that we have a big God. So why do we pray small prayers? It just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't get it.
You dream big, and if you fall short of a big dream, then you still achieve something big. If you fall short of a small dream, then
sorry for you then.
It's also failure.
Yeah,
Failure.
I'm so glad I'm with someone that dreams big as well. Imagine being with someone, because that would actually be like a no-go for me. Imagine being with someone, because that would be frustrating. Anyway, so of course 2020, the wedding is coming. I wanted you to actually talk a little bit about the lead up to the proposal, because a lot of people have been asking about it. Just how you felt, what happened, how I felt being proposed to, and like how things have been since we've been like proposed, and obviously like moving forward.
I'm not even sure if you know some of this as well, but just because
probably not.
So I mean, the initial plans for the proposal. No, before I go there, the ring that Nissy has on her finger right now was purchased a year before I proposed. I literally walked into a shop one day, I saw the ring, and I said I want it. I was online first, comparing, looking at diamond quality, blah 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 blah, and then once I saw the ring, I looked at the price, I was just like, listen, everything about this is perfect. I went into the store, saw it, and I put a deposit down for it, and I was going to take it off them, but they said if you put a deposit down for it, we can keep it with us for a maximum a year before we return or refund you the money. And I said, okay, look, there's no point me taking the ring with me, because there's the likelihood of Nissy finding it is high, so there's no point.
So upset.
Not even the likelihood of Nissy finding it's high, it's not, but there's just no need for me to have it anyway, and make that a possibility. So the ring was purchased a year before. I looked at the ring, I saw it, I said perfect.
How did you know it was the right one?
I don't know.
The stuff that I'd said.
It was perfect. Oh no, because I don't know. We had. I remember one time we were passing a jewelry store. As we walked across the display, I said, okay, I'm going to pick 3 rings that I would pick to give you, obviously, as an engagement ring. And I selected 3, and she said, yeah, they're all perfect. I said, yeah, I know.
Do you know, I don't even remember that. Yeah, I don't even remember that.
That was in
sorry, ages.
From that I knew, that I knew your taste. In terms of the size, shout out to Hannah. I told Hannah, or the plan that me and Hannah came up with was that Hannah messaged Nissy saying that, listen, I need to purchase a promise ring. her partner.
At the time.
I told her to purchase a promise ring and to go get sized up. And I was like, yeah, take this along with you, and whilst you're at it, just get her to try a ring anyway.
Yeah.
So that was easy.
Literally, so good. But do you know the crazy thing is, I did think that I was like, oh, this is good because then Hannah can tell Ben my size. So I did obviously think about that, but because it was a year ago, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Had no clue.
Okay, the actual proposal, right?
Yeah, like the leader.
Right. So
what even made you decide to propose then? Because you had the ring for a year, so you could have proposed any time. But why?
It was just God's timing, because my thing was this, not that it should solely be based on finances, but I was like, listen, before I even make the steps in order to go to engagement and then obviously marriage, obviously coming our culture, it's not something to be taken light. Do you know what I mean? If you're proposing to someone's daughter, there are requirements there are things you have to do, there are certain procedures that are gonna where money is necessary, and it's not that you're buying anyone, but what's the simplest way I can phrase this is put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. When you put your money where your mouth is, that encapsulates.
Do you know there's actually a scripture about that?
Encapsulates.
Yeah. I think there's actually a scripture that talks about that. It says where your riches are is where your heart is. So basically saying like what you invest in, it shows where your heart is at. Do you know what I mean? So I'll find the scripture and I'll put it on the screen or whatever, but that's how I basically see it. I don't see it, and a lot of people have this debate about dowries and about giving money to the family and blah blah blah. That's a debate for another day. But personally, it's not anyone buying me or taking ownership over me. It's just about showing that you value something. When you value something, you're willing to put your riches down. For some people, your riches is your home or buying a house for that person, whatever it is. But just showing that, listen, I value this person enough to show that I'm gonna go into my pocket.
I mean, from a male's perspective, what I would say is this year is, again, obviously the whole put your money where your mouth thing is, but also it's a symbol of honor. It's a symbol of you accepting responsibility, because you're essentially saying, listen, mum and dad, obviously your mum and dad, look, you've done a good job raising a daughter. I now take the responsibility over looking after her, and that doesn't mean obviously that you're marrying a baby that's unable to do anything for herself, but a part of your role is to protect her, is to look after her. I'm not saying that she can't do it for you too, but it's an innate thing for a man to do anyway. So if these are the kind of things that you don't want to do anyway, then
just don't bother.
In terms of knowing when to propose, it was just the timing. It was God. I was convicted. I had words from people as well that I've never met before saying, you've been pondering about doing something, now's the time, do it.
Wow.
I'd never met the person before, they just said it. And also my pastor said to me, so you've prayed for years for God to send you a woman who you could make your wife, and now you have that woman. Now you're waiting again for God to tell you marry that wife or marry that woman. So
I love that. What was that particular?
Yeah, particular. He was like, what are you waiting for?
Oh,
he was like, what are you waiting for? So you've prayed, God's given. Now you want to pray again for confirmation or something.
Right.
So I was like, Ben, fix up. So, but just in terms of everything, in terms of my finances, in terms of just being a man and really knowing what I wanted, everything was just perfect. That the ground was perfect.
It was perfect timing, honestly.
It was just
perfect timing.
I think we were just both ready for that responsibility too. That's another key thing, just being ready for the responsibility. Because a lot of people engage and break up because they married for the title, they proposed for the title, or they proposed for the reaction,
like acceptance from people, like, oh my gosh, you're engaged.
Or they proposed for fashion, and they forgot the responsibility.
Right.
So when it hit them, they left. But and then moving on swiftly to the actual plan to propose. I wanted something to bang. I didn't want it to be anything simple. I didn't want it to be anything basic. I wanted it to be something big because it was deserved. No, I really didn't care what people were gonna say. I didn't really care people's reactions. For me, my biggest thing was, how are you going to react, and how are your family, my friends, how are they going to react? Yes, you're big on social media, and obviously people would assume it has to be big because they're going. I don't care. I didn't care about that, because they're not going to be there day to day or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to do something big for you because I feel like you deserved it. So the first thing I done initially is that I looked at a venue, and thank you to my sister Shinsel. She found a venue. The venue was perfect. It was perfect. It was a 2-floor venue.
Wow.
For like 400 people.
Oh wow. That's a lot of people. It's
a lot of people, and the reason why I wanted it to be bigger, to be 400 people, because people will say, oh, why 400 people? It's meant to be intimate. When looking at both of our characters, there's a lot of we're a people person, and when it comes to family, we're in touch with a lot of different family members, different relations, where some people will be like, oh, I'm only close to my immediate family, close with everyone, even your mum's friends, so on and so forth. So I wanted all of them to enjoy that part of it as much as possible, because there'll be certain times, let's say maybe the actual wedding day, where we won't necessarily be able to invite everyone.
Right.
So situations or circumstances where I can or could invite everyone easily, then definitely do that. Yeah. So we planned that with a month left. Okay. So, or a month to the date. So it was meant to be like the 29th of November or something like that.
Right.
However, then I was like, there's just so much to plan.
Right.
And all it takes is for one person to go, Nissy, oh by the way, what?
And ruin it, yeah.
Because I remember when my mum and them did the surprise graduation party for me, I had an uncle saying, oh Ben, I'm going to see you next Saturday. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they just ruined everything. So I was like, no, it can't happen. It cannot happen. So I was like, you know what? This is in America. She's back in 3 days.
Right.
Guys, I'm going to propose to her at the airport. And again, with me, if you know me or know, in the most respectful way possible, when I want something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's your problem. I don't usually do things to please people. However, I don't do things to disrespect people either. So when it's something for me and something for Nissy, then I will do it for us. If you like it, come. If you don't come. So people are like, nah, Ben. But then some people are like, nah, Ben, this could actually bang. And I was like, yeah, if it bangs, then it bangs. If it doesn't, Nissy's still going to say yes anyway. So we'll go from there.
Wait, not going to say yes or say
Nissy
yes?
will say yes anyway.
Yeah.
But did they not?
Yeah, I thought you said Nissy's not going to say yes anyway. I don't know, but that's what I heard.
But yeah, but then
definitely say yes still. So then you forgot about, you scrapped the whole party thing.
I sat on it for like 2 days, and then with a day notice, no, 2 days notice. With 2 days notice, I sent a message to as many people as I could who I thought would be important for the day, saying Nissy lands at Heathrow Airport at 9 o'clock in the morning. I will be proposing at 9 o'clock. Everyone be there. Terminal 2, and obviously people were like, oh my gosh, Ben, I can't be there. I said, listen, I'm so sorry, but in the body of the message, I said, listen, I know some people will make it, I know some people won't.
Yeah.
And obviously you're getting your, but Ben,
so last minute, I've got work.
Those who made it,
that made it.
Your sisters skipped school. My sisters skipped school. My brothers skipped school.
People didn't go to work that morning.
Or people went late.
Or they went late.
People called in favors.
They called in sick.
So I was like, those who are meant to be there will be there.
Yeah, my cousin came, my family was there. I was just like, what the flip?
Yeah, so but then obviously I was scared as well. The 2 days there, I didn't really eat well. I didn't really sleep well.
The thing is, I knew that something was off because I spoke to you and you were just so like not in the mood. And I was just thinking, oh, maybe he's just in one of his moods. Like sometimes Ben gets in these moods and you just have to let him have a moment. And I just was like, okay, whatever. I just,
But it was a lot, because I was like, look, it's not really hard for a flight to get delayed.
Yeah.
It's not really hard for a flight to get cancelled.
Or for something to happen, or for the flight to get cancelled or whatever. But you did such a good job though.
And I was like, you know what now? I was like, listen, the God I serve, I prayed on it. and we left it.
And the maddest thing is, this is how you know, I have prayer warriors around me. Shout out to my girls who know who they are, who literally cover in prayer. But you know, they were praying that the plane would be delayed because people were running late and the plane got delayed. We literally, for no apparent reason, we were just on the plane for like an extra half an hour for just no reason. These time people are running through the terminal. Like my friends were telling me after that, they were running, huffing and puffing, thinking, has it happened yet? Has it happened yet?
That was tough for me though. So I'd say obviously the delay was good because obviously everyone was able to make it on time. But in terms of me, I was ready and I was just waiting. And the waiting game, my heart was just like, and then we're waiting, and then people then started asking like, who are all these people waiting for? Is that a celebrity? And then like the airport manager, whatever, comes over to me, and she goes, had you told us, you know, we could have prepped all this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was a thing. I was like, listen, it's better we just do it rather than ask, because if we ask and they say no, it ruins everything. So we just done it. But then she goes, okay, what do you call it? Britain's busiest airport are filming. It's being filmed with ITV today, as they always do anyway. Obviously, it's a show that it's been on for years. You know, she give them consent to come and film. I said, what? I was like, yeah. And obviously, listen, as they come and film, my mind is not even on us being there. I'm like, listen, I'm proposing to Nissy, you know, my girlfriend. You know, she's a YouTuber, and I started plugging this. It was perfect. So, perfect opportunity.
It's great
as well, and that was it. It just came together. It was amazing. You were surprised. The right people were there. The ring fit.
Imagine if the ring.
It was so mad. And then
emotional.
And then I was like,
very emotional.
We can't. It's gonna be a bit of a downer. Actually, no. I was like, okay, I'm proposing. And obviously I don't want to take away from your actual birthday. So we have to do something. So I was like, okay, cool. Propose. And then in the evening, boom, we flew out. So it was mad.
It was amazing, guys, genuinely speaking. And in terms of things like, you know, how did I feel beforehand? I think obviously because we'd always spoken about marriage and we'd always spoken about getting married, I knew it was going to come at some point.
No, it actually happened.
But it's actually, and it's different when it actually happens. Like, even if you feel something or you know, or you have a feeling that it's going to come, you just can't, there's no way of explaining. It's still like that moment when it actually happens and the person proposes. Even me, I just like I cried like a baby. Like I was crying when I saw him with all those beautiful flowers and I saw my family. I was just like, literally, guys, I didn't hear a word of what he said. I think I told you after that I only heard what you said after I watched it again on video that people had recorded. But at the time, when he was on one knee, I didn't hear anything. All I heard in my head was, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God. Like literally, that was it. And then obviously when he asked the question, I just remember going, oh my God, he asked me to marry him. Wait, what? And then that was when I was like, yes. And then people were like, we didn't hear you. And that's when I came with, of course. And I was just so emotional. Like it was wow. It was just like, wow, I'm about to marry my best friend.
It hit us on the way back. So when we landed,
so emotional.
When we landed,
because we were in a bubble, innit? While we were, because we went to Turkey, and we were just in like just a big bubble of like, it hasn't really hit yet because we were away anyway, so it felt.
When we landed, there was we sat in a car and
that car
I started playing gospel music and I was like, this is real. And this year was just wild.
I'm a very emotional person.
Me as well. I was teary, but I cried on the flight back. I cried on the flight back, but Nissy was sleeping, so she didn't see.
He was like, I was gonna record it so you can see me crying, but I thought it would be a little bit weird. Yes.
But then I was like, because Nissy's always like, I never see you cry.
I've seen you cry now.
Once in it at the church, and then but it was very surreal, but that was the proposal story. The aftermath
and just because this video is becoming super long, we're just gonna round off. We'll probably do another video like later on in the year anyway to kind of update you guys on like what's going on or what's happening, or not, who knows. But in terms of planning, guys, we have not started planning not one thing. No venue, no caterers, no whatever. We've had a few of you guys.
I have your ring though.
As in the other part?
I have the wedding ring.
Okay, but babe, we had that from ages ago.
So?
Oh my gosh. But in terms of planning, we haven't done anything.
Take away from me
if there is anything that you want to be involved in terms of the wedding, like I've had so many people already.
If you have any services to offer.
Yeah, services basically. So there's people that have emailed me in regards to wedding planning. People have emailed me in regards to things like even choreography. People have gotten in touch with me. I met someone that makes dresses and gowns, who've contacted me. Like there's just been so many people. So if you offer a service, whether it be you make cakes or you do decorations or whatever, or you're in, you know, whatever it is, just feel free to get in touch. I'll leave my email in the description box below. Drop me an email. I've created like an actual wedding plans folder so that we can start getting back to people and seeing, and we can see if we can collaborate, because yeah, where we can save coins, guys, we're gonna save coins, and where we can promote and help each other, 100% we're down to do it as well. So yeah, man. But all in all, 2020 is gonna be amazing. I'm really excited. The wedding's gonna come in 2020. We're gonna have our traditional marriage. So we're definitely doing 2 weddings, because people were asking that as well, whether we're gonna do 1 or 2. We're gonna do 2. We'll have our traditional Congolese wedding, and then we'll also have what people call the white wedding. But it's an exciting time, man. Very. We're gonna be married. We're gonna be a whole married couple, and we're gonna be able to do married things. Why is your phone? Can you tell people to leave you alone?
It's important.
Not right now, it's not. Right guys, I know that we've been rambling for ages, and literally we are running out of space in the SD card, so we're going to love you and leave you. But yeah, I think this is it. We'll see you guys in the rest of the videos. Bye.
Peace.
Have an amazing 2020. I don't know how to wrap it up, but anyway guys, love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and of course, stay beautiful.